What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Double A Hef here with another dose of the Truth Scope. So, it's been a few days since I released a video, so I figured I'd give you guys a little update to let you know what's going on. So first and foremost, obviously, with the holidays, I don't really celebrate the holidays. It's more for my wife and for my son and for my family. I could generally care less about this, but they make a lot about it, so the pictures and all that stuff, so it is what it is. But I digress from that. So with all that going on, bringing out who's bringing what to where things are going to be going, yada yada yada, I've been a little tied up. And then also, I'm expecting a baby in the early parts of January, but now they were saying that it could come at the end of this year. So trying to get prepared with all of that stuff. To all you out there that have children, you know how that goes. You have to be prepared for the hospital and all that stuff. So, but anyway, I said I don't remember which video it was, but I said it maybe about 4 or 5 videos ago, that I'm working on breaking down the book Color, Communism, and Common Sense by author Manning Johnson and co-written by Archibald B. Roosevelt. And I'm breaking this book down because this book was written. Oh, let me see. I want to give you the exact year if I can find it. It was copyrighted in 1958. It says first printing in 1958. So this book was written over 50 years ago. But a lot of the same things, a lot of things that we see today are laid out in this book. And like I said in the video before, I've spoken about this video briefly, in several videos. But as I said before, it's a very short read. And it basically illustrates the things that I talk about on this channel. About the whole Marxism, communism, this whole liberal ideology, feminism, what it all means. It's all different branches. From the same damn tree. Because I know I get in the comments a lot, like, they try to brand me as a conspiracy theorist whenever I talk about stuff like that. And no, it's not conspiracy. It's literally, it's reality. It's what's going on right in front of us. So basically what I wanted to do was let y'all know, update you, like, hey, I'm still going through this book. Even though, yes, it is a short read, I have a lot going on, and I'm not trying to miss anything. I don't want to do this and then have to come back, because I missed this, I missed that. So I'm trying to go through it with a fine-tooth comb one time and then present it all to you. But what I figured I could do today is let you know a little bit about the author. This is the screen that we're on right now, Manning Johnson. And then I'm going to read the preface from the book to you, okay? So starting here, Manning Rudolph Johnson, a.k.a. Manning Johnson, and Manning R. Johnson, December 1908 to 1959. So basically he was 51 when he died. Okay, keep that in mind. We're going to touch on that a little bit later. Was a Communist Party USA African-American leader and the party's candidate for U.S. representative from New York's 22nd Congressional District during a special election in 1935. Later, he left the party and became an anti-communist government informant and witness. All right, so let's go to the background a little bit. He was born in Washington, D.C. He attended Lovejoy Elementary, graduated from the Naval Air Technical School. In 1932, he studied 3 months by J. Peters, Williams Foster, Harry Haywood, James S. Allen, among others, at the National Training School, part of the New York Workers' School. Now, keep in mind, guys, anything that says like People's Party or like Workers Association or anything like that, Peoples and Workers, those are typically like 90% of the time communist, Marxist, whatever you want to call it, covers. All right, that's what it is. So I'll repeat, whenever you see things like workers or wow, literally just lost my train of thought. But if you ever see workers or you see, Jesus Christ, peoples, peoples. Anything peoples, anything workers, huge red flags. If you have an affiliation or if you have an organization trying to affiliate you and their name is workers or or peoples, you already know. Like that should be your red flag. And I'm telling you right now, 90% of the time, they're front. They're ultimately trying to push communism and all other stuff. And some of you guys might be saying, well, why? And that's a great question. So the answer is, they know they can't just come out and be like, hey, yeah, we're communists. And don't get me wrong, there are some quote-unquote communist parties out there. But they do that, again, we're playing chess, okay? We're playing chess, it's not checkers. So they do that because, okay, hey, we're not the Communist Party. That's the Communist Party over there. If we were communists, we would just align with them and be communists. So that's how they get people. And the next thing you know, you're like helping out, sending out flyers and doing all this, clerical work for the People's Party or the social workers, this and that. And they're slowly indoctrinating you, especially quote unquote blacks, especially y'all. And obviously that's who my channel's for, quote unquote black men, but especially, blacks as a whole. Because again, if you read the Communist Manifesto, which I've told y'all to read many a times, in it, it's basically a two-party setup, right? Where you have the lower class, you have the upper class. And with the way that the narratives are written here in this country, the quote-unquote blacks are the lower class. So they prey on that. They prey on I don't want to say the fact. They prey on understanding that many of us believe ourselves to be less than. So with that being the case, they prey on us to use us to help, instill communism and stuff over here. Because the goal of, and again, if you read the Communist Manifesto, but the goal of communism is to spread all throughout the world, right? All throughout the world. So I digress. Let's get back to this thing. Tuition was free with expenses paid, accommodations provided at the cooperative colony. Career, communist. All right. In the 1930s, Johnson worked closely with James S. Allen, pseudonym of Sol Auerbach, whose 1932 and 1936 books on Negro liberation contained maps of the Black Belt as the basis of a Negro Soviet Republic. So if you haven't looked up those books or read those books before, it's right here. So if anyone is skeptical about what I'm saying, or you have been skeptical about anything that I've said in the past when it comes to liberalism, Marxism, communism, again, they're all branches on the same goddamn tree. If you have any skepticism, hey, look, do your own research. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to just freaking take my word for it, but you know what? Don't just take the other person's word for it either. Do your own damn research. All right? I be getting a lot of these haters all up in my comments. I think my son woke up. Oh, I got to wrap this up, fellas. All right, so from 1930 to 39, Manning Johnson was a member of the Communist Party. He left shortly after the announcement of the Hitler-Stalin Pact. He served as a national organizer for the Trade Union Unity League from 1931 to 32. He served as a district agitation propaganda director for Buffalo, New York. So agitation propaganda, you know what that means? Basically, he was there to stir the goddamn pot. And that's what they do. The only way to instill communism, you have to stir the pot until you reach a boiling point. And then when the time is right, that's when they overthrow the government. Okay? And look, you could look at history for that. I don't want this to be too long-winded because some of this stuff is actually going to be in the book. So I don't want to spoil it, after all this work that I'm putting in. So let's get to personal life and death. And this is a photo of him. Well, actually, no, that's not him. What the hell? They don't have a picture of this man? They didn't put one picture of him? That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. I'll see if I can find a picture, and I'll maybe make a picture of him, like the thumbnail for this video. But anyway, personal life and death. In a December 26, 1949, a Time magazine article entitled "You'd Be Thin Too" described him as a husky, big-jawed, smooth, deep-voiced Negro. During the late 1930s, Johnson was a member of the American League Against War and Fascism. Johnson wrote of poet Claude McKay that "I knew him very well." Manning Johnson died following an auto accident which had occurred on June 26, 1959, just south of Lake Arrowhead Village, California. He is buried at Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery in San Diego, California. So, this is another thing. This is very, very common with people that know too much. They wind up dying in auto accidents or fires, or I should say house fires and stuff like that. All right, it's always under mysterious circumstances. All right, because in a car accident, oh, hey, he just came out of nowhere. I didn't see him, and it was too late, and I crashed, whatever. And then that's it. That's it. And at the end of the day, at the least, you're gonna have maybe one person serve some time, a little bit of time, depending on if they had any priors or whatever, and that's it. It just keeps on going from there. So, and that's alleged. Everything I'm saying right there is alleged. All right, I don't know who did it. I'm just from my perspective. That's how I digest reading that and having been read that. But let me get to the preface of the book to wrap this up. Please do me a favor, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this book and this author, if you know anything about it. And then also, let me know if y'all want me to do some breakdowns on any other pieces of literature or movies, etc. All right? So the preface of the book, and again, I'll tell you the name, Color, Communism, and Common Sense by Manning Johnson, co-authored by Archibald B. Roosevelt. The preface reads, in modern literature, anti-communists are generally pictured as scoundrels. On the other hand, left-wing perjurers and jailbirds are shown as persecuted lambs. But there is a special vitriol uncorked for those who have followed communism and have repented to such an extent that they are publicly willing to stand up and testify against it by word and deed. Basically, what they're saying is, you know what, anti-communists are scoundrels, and left-wing perjurers, like people that are on the left, and then they start like singing and stuff like that. That's a different class, but they hate. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. So where was I? Vitriol for people that were communists and then changed and then came out to actually speak against it. Those people, they can't stand. And that same vitriol that we just read here, right, is seen in the death here. All right, you think that's all just coincidence? All right, so anyway, going on. The writer of this pamphlet, Manning Johnson, is an example of such treatment. The Supreme Court of the United States used a communist statement in a decision of the majority opinion as delivered by Justin Felix Frankfurter to brand Manning Johnson as giving tainted testimony and cited as a basis for this statement the Communist Party brief. The left-wing papers, including the New York Herald Tribune, joyfully took up the cry. Of course, careful investigation shows that Manning Johnson is not a perjurer, and it would be easy to prove this in any court not dominated by such a character as Felix Frankfurter. Now, we'll get more into Felix Frankfurter in the breakdown of the book. All right? Going on, it reads, Manning Johnson's story begins very much like many other Negroes brought up in a religious home. He was inducted into the party largely because of the preachings of a communist bishop of the Episcopal Church, William Montgomery Brown. Manning Johnson is a man of ability and education and felt himself frustrated by his race and color and fell under the spell of the communist propaganda. And this is where a lot of our people fall, brothers. And again, this is written published back in the late 1950s. I'll read this one more time. Manning Johnson, and this is from the 50s, is a man of ability and education and felt himself frustrated by his race and color and fell under the spell of the communist propaganda. That is because the communist propaganda, they were preying on quote-unquote blacks. Many of your favorite quote-unquote black civil rights leaders were known communists or known to associate with communists and Marxists and yada, etc. Okay? Going on. The communists, however, reckoned without understanding that the man they had enlisted in their cause had for them certain dangerous qualities. He had a Christian upbringing, he was intelligent, and he had courage. Now, the Christian upbringing part, you're going to see this more in the breakdown of the book. One of the biggest things about communism is they like to strip away people's identity and also religion. So if you're going to be staunch any religion, for the most part, they will have a hard time with you. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Christianity, for as it is, as we know it today, is it? No. But you know what I'm saying, that's a different video for a different day. His Christian upbringing made him revolt at the obscene immorality of the Communist Party and its members. His intelligence made him see through the stupidity of the communist doctrine and see that he should strive to be a first-class Negro instead of an imitation of a third-class white man. His courage made him willing to confess his sins in public and try to expiate them. It is for the last quality that the Frankfurter Supreme Court and left-wing press can never forgive him. I hope you will read Manning Johnson's pamphlet carefully. If you do, you will understand how the communists have used and are using certain American Negroes to the detriment of all Americans, white or black. You will read the story of one Negro who has gone through the fire and come out tempered steel. Signed, Archibald B. Roosevelt, on July 22nd, 1958. The president of the Alliance Incorporation. And obviously we know 1 month short of a year later, Manning Johnson was killed in a quote-unquote car accident. So that's basically it on that, y'all. I just wanted to give you a little bit, like a little taste of what's to come, because like I said, I'm working on this, and I didn't want to just go radio silent for a while. So just to give you an update on where I'm at, I'm roughly about almost halfway through the book. Again, like highlighting things and making note, trying to figure out how I'm going to disseminate all of this to you. That way you guys can, you understand, what I'm coming from, where I'm coming from, what I'm saying, and what I have been saying. So again, the name of the book is Color, Communism, and Common Sense, written by Manning Johnson, and co-authored or sponsored by Archibald B. Roosevelt. So basically, y'all, do me a favor, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Share this video. And if I don't do anything before Thursday, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And stay blessed. Peace.